Wondering where Mobile's housing market is headed? Let's break it all down together. Hi, I'm Asher Anderson, a realtor with Roberts Brothers, and today we're diving into the December 2024 housing market report for Mobile, Alabama. Now, I know market stats can sometimes feel a little less than exciting, but we're going to explain the changing market in a way that's clear, interesting, and most importantly, useful for you. We'll cover the latest trends, talk about what these numbers mean for buyers and sellers, and look at how our market compares to previous years. Let's dive in and make sense of all of this data. I want to note that while it is currently December, all of our data reflects what just wrapped up from the month of November. We'll be comparing this November data to October's figures to track our market's trajectory. Let's start with inventory, which is essentially the number of homes available for sale. November ended with around 1,228 homes on the market, only a 1% drop from the previous month. Now you might wonder, is that 1% significant? Well, what's really significant is looking at this figure compared to last year and even further back. In fact, inventory is up 17% from the same time last year and up 62% from 3 years ago. So while inventory has dipped slightly in November since October, the year-over-year and the 3-year increase shows us that the housing market in Mobile has consistently been offering more and more options for buyers. And that's critical because more homes means more choices and potentially less upward pressure on prices. Then we have new listings, that is, homes that have just hit the market. Last month, 353 new listings came up. This is quite a decrease, actually 30% from the previous month, and a 16% decrease since last year. This moderate decline suggests that fewer sellers are motivated to list their homes. Interestingly, this figure, though, is almost identical to the same time period 2 years ago, and is still within the range that we have seen over the last 10 years, so it's not super abnormal. When new listings taper off, it causes the supply in the market to decrease, which can put upward pressure on the prices if the demand for the home stays the same. Next, let's discuss home sales and interest rates, two major indicators of housing demand. In November, 300 homes were sold. That's down 13% from last month, and this decrease is actually common given the time of year because fewer people tend to want to transact during the Thanksgiving and Christmas season. If we compare the number of sales to the same time last year, we find that they are within 1 percentage point of each other. The fact that levels are down so much from 3 years ago, 2021, is not concerning as that year saw unusually high levels of demand, largely due to factors surrounding COVID-19. For buyers and sellers, consistent demand is good as it can indicate a more stable market. Now let's talk about interest rates. Over the past month, interest rates have risen slightly and are now sitting at an average of about 6.81% for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. Unfortunately, this is almost a point higher than rates were at the end of September, and higher rates mean higher monthly payments for the same home price. If you're thinking about buying, it's a good idea to keep an eye out on the rates because even a small increase can significantly impact your budget. I would definitely recommend talking with your lender about a rate lock if you are actively searching for a home in this market. Moving on to prices, let's talk about the median sold price, which is a great indicator of what people are actually willing to pay for homes, not just what they're listed for. The median sold price in November was $218,000, which is down by about 1% from last month, but up 5% from the same time last year. So what does that mean? Well, this slight drop month over month isn't a major concern. In fact, it's pretty normal to see prices dip a bit as we move into cooler months. But on a yearly basis, that 5% increase shows us that the market has still been gaining value steadily, though not quite at the rapid pace that we saw in previous years. Sellers should consider this when pricing their home, ensuring that they strike the right balance between competitive pricing and maximizing return of an increasing market. For buyers, this means that you should expect prices to generally be higher for a home today than for that same home was a year ago. And if you're thinking about selling or curious about how much money your home might be worth in this increasing market, go ahead and take a look at my instant home estimate resource. The link for it is down in the description below. One of the most telling metrics in our market is the price per square foot, which currently sits at $147. That's up 1% from last month and 19% from last year. Over the past 3 years, this figure has gone up by 26%, which speaks to the overall trend of increasing home values in Mobile. For anyone buying or selling, this price per square foot is an excellent way to benchmark the value of a home based on its size. A rise in price per square foot suggests that the cost of housing has been consistently growing independent of the size of the home, whereas median price tells us nothing about how much home you're actually getting. It only tells us the sticker price of that home. Now let's look at how long homes are typically sitting on the market until they sell. In November, the median days on market was 38, increased from 33 days last month, and more than 50% more than it was last year. This increase signals a slower pace in the market where homes are taking a bit longer to sell. For buyers, this can be a positive development because it may give you more time to consider your options and make decisions without the pressure of bidding wars. For sellers, ensuring your home is in top showing condition could reduce time on market and help secure a good offer. Lastly, let's discuss the months of inventory, which is a critical metric in determining whether we're in a buyer's or seller's market. This metric tells us how long it would take to sell all available homes if no new ones were listed. Typically, anything less than 5 months is considered a seller's market, where sellers have the upper hand in negotiations. At 4.1 months, we're still technically in a seller's market, but it's worth noting that this figure has increased from 3.5 months last year and has increased every year since 2021. So while sellers do have an advantage, the market is shifting closer to a more balanced market. For buyers, this slight increase in months of inventory could mean a bit more leverage in negotiations as we're edging closer to a neutral market. For sellers, it signals that we're not seeing the same level of frenzied activity as in the past couple of years, so adjusting to these market dynamics will be crucial to engage potential buyers with compelling reasons why your home stands out. In summary, here's what the data is telling us. Inventory is up year over year, providing more options for buyers, but there has been a slight month-over-month drop, which is typical for this time of year. New listings are down, but not at a level that's out of the ordinary, indicating a lesser flow of homes hitting the market. Home sales remain constant year over year, but did drop compared to last month, partly due to seasonal shifts. Interest rates are a little up from last month, which impacts buyer affordability and could be a factor in slightly longer days on market. Prices have been increasing each November with a 5% year-over-year increase in the median sold price, while price per square foot has shown an even stronger growth trend. Days on market are increasing, giving buyers a bit more breathing room while still signaling to sellers the need for competitive pricing. Months of inventory at 4.1 suggest we're still in a seller's market, but we're inching closer to a balanced one. Whether you're thinking of buying, selling, or just want to keep your eye on the market, understanding these trends helps you make informed decisions. And if you're curious about your home's potential value, remember to check the description for that link to the instant home estimate. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into Mobile's housing market. Subscribe for more useful updates and don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or if you want more information on these trends. Until then, take care and see you next time.